Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for One Piece anime episode 828 this week. Did we have 2 weeks off? Or did we just have 1 week off, then an episode, then another week off? I don't remember, but it feels like we had kind of not many One Piece anime episodes for the past few weeks. I know the first time we took a week off was because of a marathon, but I'm not sure what happened with last week, why last week was off. All I know is it was. So yeah, either way, let's start from the beginning. The recap was noticeable, but it wasn't too long. I always bring it up because whenever I don't bring it up, people always say, "What do you think about the recap?" in the comments. But yeah, I didn't think that the recap was particularly bad, but it was more noticeable than usual this week to me. But I love the way the episode starts out. The way we look at all the characters and we're jumping around to cuts of all their faces and all that. And it was really, really good. Later in the episode, when we just got frames of every character's face with no dialogue multiple times, maybe that weakened it a little, but at the beginning I thought it was badass. I loved it. All the characters look really, really awesome here. The OST they used at the beginning was great. Sanji brings up he has to get back for the wedding soon. He has to be there 2 hours before it starts, or they're gonna get suspicious. Jinbei asks Luffy's opinion. Do you think, from your gut, can we trust these guys? Can we team up with them? And Luffy finally recognizes Caesar, and it was really, really funny because everybody else was like, "You're just now getting this, Luffy." Flashback, we see Beige used Caesar's heart as leverage to get him as a tool on their side to make him a weapon. Caesar poses as Gangster Gastino. We finally have the Gastino debut. And I love how when he brings that up, everybody else is like, "Wow, that's such a..." They're like, he's laughing the same, "Wow, that's such a terrible name," and everything. And Luffy's like, oh, right. And they're like, "No, you're seriously falling for this?" I love that Luffy was the one that got fooled after all of that. So then we have, just for like maybe the third time in the episode at that point, just shots of all the characters' faces again. And one thing that happens later on is they reuse the same series of shots of every character's face later on. This was still a very, very good episode. In the story quality, much more than made up for that, but it was maybe a little bit too much of the just cutting to every character's face. So Luffy pretty much says, "Okay, I'll join up with you in exchange for getting to punch Beige in the face because he shot Peckham's, and Peckham's is kind of cool with me." Jinbei shuts that down, though, and ends up bringing them together. We cut away when we get to, I think it's about at the commercial break, we cut away and some ships are arriving. We've been seeing, like, once per episode so far, Big Mom's children showing up for the tea party and all that. But here we get to see the, what are they? The underworld leaders, underworld bosses showing up. So we get to see them. Don't get to learn anything about them yet. They're all silhouetted out. Then we cut back to the actual main story here, and Sanji asks how Big Mom could even be killed. He says she's pretty much like an iron balloon, and that's what she's referred to as a lot, and I even brought it up in earlier reviews, I believe, when Brook tried to stab her that time, that she is pretty much an iron balloon. So, Beige says under certain circumstances there will be a 3 to 5 second chance at killing Big Mom, but he needs those certain conditions. Caesar made 3 KX launchers which have a poison that'll totally destroy a person, but they need to be able to pierce her skin. And that's when Brook chimes in. We saw from his fight before that he couldn't pierce her skin with the sword. So Beige brings up the 2 things that they do need for this to work out. One, a chance to fire, because even if you only have a few seconds to pull out, try to aim, and fire a launcher, in those few seconds, Big Mom's allies could tackle them to the ground or interrupt the shot or something. So they need 3 to 5 seconds for that clear shot. And secondly, they need for Big Mom to be weakened so that the shot actually pierces her skin. And that's when we get into Beige and Chiffon explaining that in front of them she's never even gotten a single scratch except for once. and they explain the time it happened. Big Mom always sits across from a picture at all of her tea parties and everything. She sits across from a portrait of Mother Caramel, who is a mysterious figure that even her children don't know the details about. But once a servant knocked over the portrait, and Big Mom shrieked, and the shriek also contained Conqueror's Haki, which knocked out the guests, and she fell to her knees and bled she fell to a knee and bled from the scrape on her knee. And that was the first time, the only time they've ever seen Big Mom be injured by anything. So they can theorize that when this happens, she becomes weak and frail. So, Beija's plan: break the picture. That will stun the guests because she's going to be shrieking, and that gives them their window, and it also weakens Big Mom. So their plan, so that they don't get caught up in it, is the invisible Symphonia system, which just earplugs. And Luffy's job in all this is going to be to distract her crewmates so that they can have that opening to break the picture. And yeah, that's it. We leave with the narrator saying that there's 3 hours left till the tea party / wedding. And yeah, that's it. I thought the episode was great as always. The wedding is all set up now, so we can actually move into that next episode. And I thought that it was great development for the arc as a whole. We know what the characters are going to be doing now. And we have our alliance between Caesar, Beige, and Luffy. So yeah, all that was good. I'll expect next episode to be everybody getting in place for the wedding, and then the wedding will probably start the episode after next. Not completely sure, but that's how I would imagine it would have to be. So yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more One Piece, both anime and manga, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.